Hello everyone, my name is Anastasia. The thing is, I removed my ribs just for the sake of a thin waist, and it did not come out as I expected. Watch the video till the end, and do not forget to like the story. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel by simply clicking on the red button. I have a little shortness of breath, but do not pay attention. I will tell you everything slowly. I used to be a fat girl, and fat girls in school do not have a good life. I was exposed to taunts like, "Hey Pi, look, it's hot outside. How is your fat not melting?" Or, "Hey Stacy, my car airbag broke. Do you want to protect me with your belly?" All these jokes were killing me. But the most hurtful thing was a beauty contest at our school. It was an annual contest. Every student chose their own candidates on qualifying round. And jokingly, half of the school wrote my name so that I would have to go on stage, get shamed, and have everyone laugh at me. This situation annoyed me so badly that I decided to take part in the contest for real. But first, I had to do something. Before the school year started, I was very determined. So, I convinced my aunt that I will have liposuction. It was not a cheap procedure, but my parents worked abroad while I lived with my aunt. She somehow agreed to secretly take money from my parents' savings. Was I afraid? What do you think? Have you ever seen someone who had liposuction? It's more like a surgical procedure. Everything happens under general anesthesia. Oh no, I did not wake up immediately after thin, but after that, I had a long recovery. My body hurt, I swelled, and I also had to cut off the excess skin. It hurt to breathe, but I was thinner. Then school started, and I wore loose clothes to hide myself. I wanted to get away from everyone. I ran to the nutritionist every day and followed the strictest diet, but unfortunately, they kept bullying me. But of course, a few things did change. Now their statements about fat were in doubt. Even under my clothes, it was clear that I had lost weight, but the others only guessed about it. After a few months, I achieved the result. I became slim, but still, I could not look in the mirror for long. As they say, people always want more and more. Well, I decided to get a waist surgery. Having a thinner waist was not impossible without surgery because it needed a few of my ribs to be removed. I tried to persuade my aunt again, but this time she refused. And then I found a cheaper clinic, saved up the money myself, and arranged an appointment. The beauty contest at school was coming up. My name was traditionally included in the lists, and this time I did not refuse to participate. Rumors spread around the school. Everyone started talking, and I didn't really answer their questions. "Do you really want to participate? Are you sure about this?" "Why do you care? Even if I do, you'll have a reason to laugh at me." "Yes, let her participate. I have not laughed in a long time. Anastasia, just do not show up in a bikini. It will not be a laughing matter. I don't want to gouge out my eyes after what I see." "Shut up. Know your limits. You're already going too far." "Am I going too far?" "I think it's Anastasia with her weight that's gone too far. And for a long time." "Tell me, Anastasia, did 2 nurses carry you in the hospital when you were a baby? Or 3? "Well, you must have been carried by a nurse and dropped on the way. You definitely don't have any brains left." My classmate shut up and turned away, and my other classmate, Violet, continued to sit next to me and discourage me from participating. I told her my decision was made. All she could do now was leave me alone. Violet left, and I looked at the rules for the contest. Just 2 weeks before it started, I went to the clinic and had the surgery to remove my ribs. They removed the bottom too. My aunt was shocked and furious, but she promised to keep her mouth closed. After the surgery, I felt very bad, but the clinic said that it was normal and the hurting would stop. For the first 4 days, I couldn't get up. It was hard to breathe, eat, or talk at all, and then I started to feel a little better. A week later, I went to school with a bandaged stomach. I had no appetite, so I hardly ate anything. I began to have severe edema. The clinic warned that it was not long since the last surgery, but I did not have the time to wait. I was running around the shops, preparing for the contest, buying outfits. That day, my aunt did some shiny makeup for me, and I arrived at the contest. I think I was more nervous than I was before the surgery that day. We arrived at the school. I was wearing my coat, and when they called me on stage, I took it off and went on stage. At that moment, I began to have pains, similar to seizures, but I could not show it, so I stood on the stage and smiled. The room fell silent. Everyone was looking at me, and the host Violet said into the microphone, "Oh my God, is this our Anastasia? Are you serious? She's a beauty!" And everyone started cheering, shouting, and whistling loudly. Even the teachers were surprised. Despite the pain, I was feeling great from what I saw. These enthusiastic standing ovations, smiles, and admiring glances encouraged my sick body. Tell me, Anastasia, how did you manage to hide from everyone how you lost the weight? I think everyone's just used to seeing me like this, but I've done a lot of work to become the way you see me now. You are a great girl. We are proud of you. All cheers to you. Good luck winning the contest. The pain in my stomach was getting worse, and I was holding on with the last of my strength. I was hoping not to lose consciousness. I passed the first stage of the competition. Then on the break, when my aunt helped me change, we noticed that my stitches were bleeding a little. My aunt panicked, but I said I would not give up. I would continue to participate. I bandaged the seam and moved on. In the middle of the third stage, Violet came up to me. She noticed the blood on my dress. I tried to cover it with my hand and said it was nothing and went back on stage. When it was time to count the votes, the contestants and I stood in a line on the edge and waited for the results. And I suddenly felt dizzy. My eyes went dark, and I fell. I woke up in the hospital. My aunt was sitting next to me and crying. It was painful for me to breathe. I told you that removing your ribs was a bad idea, but you didn't listen to me. The surgery was so bad for you. I know everything hurts. That clinic has closed down. They have closed and left, and you will have to be treated for a long time. What about the contest? What? The contest? You almost died. I should have won. I should have. You have no idea what my life has been like all these years. How I suffered from the ridicule. Every day was like survival. Only the blind didn't tell me about my weight. Everyone was pointing at me, calling me snooty names, and I hated myself even more. Surgery and winning this competition became my hope. The hope that I can be better, live better, and deserve respect. But not at the cost of your life. What will your parents say? I don't care anymore. I had a fight with my aunt, spent a couple of days in the hospital, and then Violet came to see me. She said she wanted to visit me earlier, but the doctors wouldn't let her. What? Come to laugh at me? Yes, I did liposuction. Removed my ribs. Are you happy now? You'll always find a reason to laugh at me, won't you? I'm sorry. And then she began to cry, covered her face with her hands, and sobbed. Why are you crying? I asked her, and her answer surprised me. She said that she was sorry and very ashamed in front of me, and that everyone would like to apologize. Who's everyone? Then my classmates came into the room, and Stacy was standing in front of me. I'm sorry, Anastasia. I'm an idiot, and I had no idea how much I hurt your feelings. We did not think that we would push you to make such a decision. It was very brave of you deciding to do surgery, but your life is more important than anything. You could have just told me to shut up. I did tell you. I told you I'm an idiot. I could not understand right away. Even my mother says so. But I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to, and I'll never hurt you again. My other classmates nodded along with her. They gave me flowers, and then that one thing. The crown of the beauty queen is rightfully yours. You've done a lot, endured a lot, so you're voted as the most beautiful girl in the school by a unanimous vote. I was given the crown I had dreamed about for many years. I couldn't believe this moment had come, but I was pleased. I accepted it, as well as the apologies from my classmates. I realized that I didn't have to go through all of this. It was enough just to accept and love myself, maybe exercise and diet, but it's all over now. And now I will have a long rehabilitation after a failed surgery. And this time, I will seriously take care of my health. My parents are due to arrive back tomorrow. I can't imagine what awaits me. But the worst is over. It's true that no one says anything bad to me at school now, and even if they do, I've realized that I can stand up for myself. I will fight back, but no more experiments with my body, except for sports and proper nutrition. What do you guys think? Did I do something stupid? And what would you have done in my place? Tell me, did you guys like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Do not forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.